Hi, my name is Anushka, and today I will be discussing an issue that has affected every one of us in some way. That's the infrastructure deficiencies in India. So, let's get into it. Basically, India has made significant strides in economic growth, development, but infrastructure has continued to remain a major challenge from roads to railways to healthcare and education. Deficiencies in infrastructure impact daily life, business productivity, and the overall quality of life. So, first, let's understand what kind of infrastructure are we referring to over here. Now, here we're referring to both physical and organizational structures needed for the operation of society. This includes transport systems, energy supply, communication networks, healthcare, education, water, and sanitization. A well developed infrastructure ensures that people have access to these basic services, enables businesses to operate more efficiently, and supports economic growth. And now, in India, however, various gaps in infrastructure continue to hinder the country's growth potential. Let's look at some three areas where these deficiencies have affected us. Now, the first has to be transport. While India has a large network of roads, they're mostly congested, poorly maintained, and prone to accidents. There is also an issue of traffic jams, which is a daily occurrence in urban areas. Now, India has made progress in metro systems in major cities like Delhi, Bangalore, and Mumbai, but the public transport is still insufficient in many areas, and where it's available, it's very congested and not does not have enough capacity to service as many people as required. Now, the railway system is one of the largest in the world, but it is also plagued by issues such as outdated tracks, delays, and overcrowding. Another aspect is energy. India faces energy deficits despite being one of the fastest growing energy consumers globally. There are frequent shortages, particularly in rural areas. Now, water supply and sanitization is also another issue, uh, as Indians still lack access to reliable drinking water and sewage systems. Now, India might have some of the world's best healthcare facilities in major cities, but the access to healthcare in rural cities still remains severely limited. Now, since we discussed all these deficiencies, now we also need to see what are the root causes that cause these deficiencies. The first is obviously our population growth. India is one of the most populous countries in the world, and the rapid population growth puts immense pressure on the existing infrastructure, often outpacing the development of new systems. This leads to overcrowded roads, strained hospitals, and overloaded schools. Another issue is the underinvestment. Despite India's growing economy, investment in infrastructure has not kept up with the pace of country's needs. The government often faces budgetary constraints, which means that critical sectors like healthcare, education, and transport do not get the attention and funding they deserve. Moreover, public-private partnerships have had limited success addressing these gaps, and uh, another issue that we could relate to these is a bureaucratic delays. Now, infrastructure projects in India are often delayed due to bureaucratic inefficiencies and corruption. Another cause for this is urbanization. Now, rapid urbanization is happening in India, but this has also led to the growth of mega cities. But the infrastructure in these cities does not keep up with the pace of the population growth. Now, urban cities such as Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta struggle to provide basic services like water, electricity, and healthcare. So, informal settlements or slums often grow around these cities with access to little to no infrastructure. Now, how do these inefficiencies impact our daily lives? So they impact the economic growth. Now, poor infrastructure is a bottleneck for economic growth. The delay in transportation or insufficient energy supplies or an unreliable communication network all hinder business growth. It also affects the quality of life for citizens. The inadequate infrastructure leads to reduced quality of life. In many cities, people spend hours in traffic, leading lead in leading to increased stress, wasted time, and environmental pollution. Uh, a major thing that can be seen out of this is the social disparity. Infrastructure dis- uh, deficiencies disproportionately affect the lower income people, as they are the ones who rely on public infrastructure more. So, what uh, conclusion can we draw from this? So we can say that while India has made significant progress in many areas, the infrastructure deficiencies is still a challenge, and uh, this is affecting millions of people. However, the government initiatives and growing focus on infrastructure development are steps in the right directions. Overcoming these deficiencies require constant investment, efficient project implementation, and collaboration between the public and private sectors. As India continues to grow, addressing these infrastructure gaps will be key to unlocking its true potential. Thank you.